And we are live on a beautiful Tuesday night in still April, right? April. Little Nick basketball going on. Got a little girls flag football opening up tonight.
Yes, this is true. This is true.
And we got a really, really big show. A couple comments right out of the gate. Coach Breslin, good evening. Looking forward to a great show. Eddie Siciliano, Coach Sis, hey, good evening all. And Mr. Kirkpatrick, best high school show on earth.
Good
so
evening.
he's
Thanks
gonna listen.
watching.
He's got to trademark that, Kenny. Before somebody else grabs it, Kenny, grab it. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Excited for our show. We got a jam-packed agenda this evening.
What we got going on tonight?
We are going to welcome Mike Messina from Garfield High School, assistant football coach, also a coach and trainer at Fast Twitch Training in Saddle Brook. We are also going to welcome Ricky Krautman from Krautman Kicking. He's the owner and coach at Krautman Kicking, football kickers. And we will welcome Coach Joe Mazzacca of Hawthorne Wrestling. They had a great season. We'll be here to recap that with him. And also he brings with him his three senior captains, Declan Smith, Liam McAllister, and Josh Iznaga.
Awesome.
So looking forward to
Ready
that
to roll.
this evening. Yep. Quick shout out to Coach Breslin. We can't see my shirt, but I am wearing my embroidered K&K from DMK Apparel. So just wanted to give him a shout out for all he does for us. And of course, if you're looking for any type of apparel needs, DMK Apparel, the contact info is up there. Like I say every week, and I mean it. Easy to work with, professional, knowledgeable, and Under Armour, Adidas, online stores, all types of accessories. So hit them up if you are looking to fulfill any types of orders, especially with the upcoming spring seasons here.
Absolutely.
So,
K&K shirts are ordered, and all in will be on the way very shortly. First comment of the night. Actually, I'll hold it for Coach when he comes on. But I say let's get the show rolling.
Get him in here?
Yeah, let's
Sure,
get the show
perfect.
rolling.
All right, I'm going to let Coach in. All right, welcome, Coach.
Guys, thank you for having me. How are you?
Good. You know what? I'm not sure what happened. The camera turned. I don't know what.
He flip it on. He's not on
There we
screen
go.
yet.
All right. Oh, and
Let's say.
oh, now we lost you. Oh, there we go.
There's
Perfect.
Coach.
There we
Perfect.
go. Awesome.
Better?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome.
Welcome, Coach. Thanks so much for joining us. I just want to officially introduce
My
you to
pleasure.
everyone. We welcome Mike Messina, as I mentioned earlier in our introduction, assistant football coach at Garfield High School, and he is live from the facility, the Fast Twitch facility in Saddle Brook, where he also does sport-specific training there as well. So welcome.
I got to say this. First thing, we got the first comment at night saying, yeah, money, Mike. So there's our first comment for Coach. But I'm going to say this, is that Coach and I have been communicating back and forth. And again, we really appreciate you coming on. But this guy might be the hardest working man in North Jersey. And you know what? He's dedicated to us. He's helping. He's a dedicated coach, dedicated trainer, taking his time out. You know, a lot of people would be like at home. He's at the facility and he said, you know what? I got kids coming in as soon as this interview is over.
Yeah.
So I want to really appreciate you. We've been trying to hook up with you, and we know you're a busy guy. So, Coach, thank you very much.
Guys, thank you so much. It's my pleasure, and I'm happy we were able to finally get this thing going. I know we've been talking for a while. I usually have a class 8 to 9 o'clock on Tuesday, but we were able to make an adjustment to make sure we get on all in on high school sports radio.
There you go, baby.
Awesome.
There you go. Coach Romeo, Joey Romeo, one of the hardest working coaches I have seen in a long time. Works with kids not just on his team, but others as well. Comment from Coach Romeo.
That means a lot. We go way back since 5 years old, lived next door to Joe. We actually grew up next to him and idolized him a lot of my life, being an athlete, state champion at Lodi athlete, and then, you know, in the coaching realm as well. So we definitely stay in constant communication. That's my guy right there.
Yep, and he said
nice.
up and coming coach who will absolutely make some noise. But I was talking to you yesterday about myself coaching Pete. Not only did I coach Pete, I also coached Joey Romeo on that same Little League team, Mike.
That's a duo right there.
I mean,
How'd
come
you get
on.
those 2 picks in the first round?
Come on, you know what it is. Hey,
Those are 2 first rounders there, Kurt.
Listen, Coach, I inherited Pete, but I stole Romeo. I stole Romeo in that draft. So
The righty and the lefty.
that's
I
it, a
love
righty and a lefty. But let me start with this. Can you give me can you give us a brief background of yourself, including your coaching history and what made you get into not only the coaching aspect, but the also training aspect that you're doing at Fast Twitch?
Sure. So I've been a Garfield guy my entire life. I've been raised throughout, childhood sports here, baseball, basketball, football, all the way up until a 4-year athlete at Garfield High School. Um, and I loved every minute of it. Sports was my life growing up. But, I always kind of had this little ill will toward the fact that, especially once we got to high school in Garfield, we kind of were never, respected as we thought we should be. Competitive wise, athlete wise, we felt we still always stood toe to toe with anybody roster wise, talent wise, but there was always a couple of things missing. And I always felt as though if I ever got the chance to, make a positive impact on the kids growing up, that's something that I didn't have when I was growing up in this town. Someone of my age that could relate to us in that way, but as well, putting in a lot of extra hard work and dedication where, you're not getting credit on those summer days where before the Instagram and all that stuff for the last 10 years. I coached a year out of high school after I separated my shoulder playing semi-professional football. As 19 years old, I brought a Super Bowl undefeated title as a 5th and 6th grade head coach as a 19-year-old. And ever since then in Garfield, I had the pleasure of, growing up with a lot of these kids, being able to train them free of charge for a lot of my life, whether it was summer, off season, in season, whatever the case was. So, to be able to kind of grow with them and, being the town we are, I was able to coach a lot of these kids that I'm coaching at the high school now, when they were younger in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So it's just, it all comes full circle, and it's pretty amazing to be a part of it.
Oh, that's great. Coach, can you explain a little bit what Fast Twitch has to offer athletes and what specific training you do for them there? You were lucky enough to see you in the facility. It looks amazing. Would you tell us a little about it?
Yeah, absolutely. This place is awesome. I haven't even been here for a full year, but I'm in love with the place. Not only do we offer personal training, sports-specific training, athlete performance training, what we specialize in, but the big thing about our gym is we have Dr. Ferraro, who's one of the owners along with Chris Tuttle, a physical therapy office right upstairs, which we work hand in hand with. So not only does it make our nice facility complete athlete performance, but we really like to focus on the recovery aspect and injury assessment aspect and all of that stuff that kind of takes these athletes to the next level. So it's really awesome. I'm learning every day. There's so many talented trainers here that I've already learned from and willing to learn every day. Everyone specializes in something different. We have women trainer, men trainer, all different causes and purposes. So this is really the place to be, in my opinion.
Nice.
Awesome. I want to get back to a question. You kind of answered it a little bit, but if you can go into a little more detail, you're obviously a Garfield guy. I mean, like you said, you've been coaching 19 years old, junior football, and now you're at that high school level. Again, you did kind of answer it, but a little more like, what does it really mean for, and again, we talked off air yesterday and you were saying how you have a lot of teenage kids and other schools, like Coach Romeo saying you do other schools, but with the Garfield aspect, for you to be coaching those kids at the high school level, like, is it a little extra special that you're doing it in your hometown?
It means everything to me. I've done this for so long, so fresh out of high school, to the point where I was never looking for things in return. I didn't want to be notarized. I didn't want to be recognized. I just wanted to have a positive impact on maybe one life, two life, and that became hundreds of lives. And that just makes me sleep well at night, knowing that not only am I able to do that just for humans in general, but for people in the town that I grew up in, and just trying to make a change in their lives going forward for the rest of their life. And if I could do that with one person, that makes my day. But I know that I'm doing that for a lot more than one.
That's awesome. So, Coach,
Thank
you know, you, as we said, coached at all different levels, right? And there's so many different playing opportunities nowadays for kids, like from club teams at different sports and like different training facilities. So, as an experienced coach, like from elementary school, middle school, and high school, like what would be your recommendation at those different levels? Like when a kid is just starting out, like what a younger kid, like what should they focus on? And then into the middle school and high school, like how does that
Right.
training evolve and develop? Could you like elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So I actually, the last few months, obviously we went through crazy pandemic where a lot of the younger kids, unfortunately, were held out of activities and sports as a whole, all three seasons. So I've had the opportunity over the last few months to talk to a lot of different parents, and you know, I've actually even added some of the younger kids to our eighth grade, ninth grade program. What I like to focus on, especially in the very beginning, we don't like to touch too many weights and things of that nature. It's more of a lot of calisthenics, body weight training, speed and agility and footwork and balance and stability, things of that nature, but really easing them into just learning the introduction of how to work out and realizing you can't rush that process. So for an 11, 12, 13-year-old who's never done things like that before, just taking steps in the right direction is big for them. And every trainer, you know, could specifically target each athlete, and you know, everyone's a little more advanced than other ones, and we're able to, whether we could ease them in or we could speed up the process, you know, we always, you know, take individually each into account for each athlete. So I definitely enjoy being able to be the first person in a young athlete's life. A lot of times when you're growing up, you realize that your talent, you know, when you're in Little League baseball, Little League football, your talent will do it all for you. And once you start getting to the high school level, obviously into college, everyone's almost just as talented, or maybe you're still a little more talented, but hard work beats talent when you're getting to this level. And,
Great point.
you know, that's something that I like to teach these kids and let them know from a young age. Now we have an 8th grade group in Garfield that lost one football game since kindergarten. They lost one football game since kindergarten under some great coaches in the junior Boilermaker level. But the reason I say that is we were able to kind of introduce to them that, guess what? You were this good for this long, but that doesn't sustain itself if you don't start taking your own game and training and life to the next level. So I'm excited for the future of Garfield, for the president of Garfield, and, you know, for this facility in general.
Nice,
Awesome.
nice.
Couple comments coming in from Coach Breslin. This is going back to the comment we asked you about, you know, how much does it mean for you to be coaching at Garfield? He said that is what it's all about. Great job. Coach Romeo said selfless. And we got a comment from a Joseph Messina saying, Mike, the type of coach you only see in movies, and that doesn't even do justice. Coach Romeo saying if
Appreciate all the comments. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Coach Romeo saying about this Garfield 8th grade team, like you were saying, if they stay together in high school, that will be one exciting team to watch.
Yeah,
So-
definitely. It does sound like a good
What's
group.
good is
Sure,
you gave us
sure.
some insight tonight. When I start making my picks next year on the show, you know, it makes me sound good. But
Did I say too much?
No, not at all, not at all. But I got an X and O kind of question, a little coaching kind of question. As we all know, quarterback play has definitely changed over the past couple of years, not only on the pro level, but the college and even in the high school level. You know, RPOs, you know, mobile quarterback, zone reads and all this. That's the quote unquote like new quarterback now. Has it changed, would you say, in two facets? One, coaching. And what I mean coaching is, you know, years ago, it would be, okay, we got to work on drops. You would never even have the quarterback say, all right, run over bags and do any kind of running back drill because you wouldn't want your quarterbacks running in the past.
Right.
Now that might be your best player. So in the coaching level, has it changed how you coach them up? And what about on the training part, like with the fast twitch? Like, do you train a quarterback a little different now? Like maybe train them as you would train a running back a couple of years ago. How does that work?
So it's a great question, and I think any coach will tell you that it always comes down to the specific talent and type of team you have, and you kind of always orchestrate it to their strengths. So whatever the case is, obviously the the game has become a spread RPO type of system, but that really just comes down to the fact people are taking advantage of numbers. And however your team strengths align to where you could take advantage of any number on the field, whether it's the corner and safety 3-on-2, whether it's the offensive line, defensive line, 6 in the box, 5 in the box, whatever the case is, that's kind of what it's definitely leaned towards. And then, like you said, with the quarterback play, it depends what type of quarterback you have. There's still programs that have tall, lanky pocket guys, don't move as much, but still do have a strong arm, things of that nature. So year by year, roster by roster, you kind of determine their skill set and try to tailor your offense toward that. But I would definitely say it definitely has changed to the fact where, for example, I'll give you an example. I was a quarterback growing up in Garfield High School, and for 4 years, I was not allowed to hit the sled or the bag with my shoulder.
Right.
There's a story behind that as to why, and I understand it. But, it's definitely a new day and age. And if you're lucky enough to have a quarterback that can move and run, you want to use that for sure. Okay,
another comment from our great friend Kenny Kirkpatrick. Coach, we need you to expand to Southern Maryland. Best of luck with coaching and training. That's from another guy. Grew up Garfield Boilermaker, Kenny Kirkpatrick.
Man, I appreciate that, and I would love to hit all 50 states eventually.
Coach, when we started All In, actually, Coach Santa Croce was really our first guest. We had we did a whole bunch with Garfield football. I guess that was not this past season, the season before.
He was the first guy that started all. Coach Santa Croce.
We had to give him his own little bit there. So he was new. This was he just completed his second year, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so I was wondering if we'll move into Garfield football a little bit. If you wouldn't mind giving a recap of the last 2 seasons, that now that Pete's taken over the program, and maybe a little quick preview of the 2021 season that's coming up.
Sure. So I actually had the pleasure of starting right when Pete started as well. Pete's a great guy. He's a great leader. He's very organized. He's very creative. I think the thing that we love most about Pete as a coaching staff, probably even as players, is that he's so open-minded. He's never saying that this is the book and this is how we're going by it. He loves hearing everyone's opinion, and he'll be more than willing to take those opinions and use them. Or if not, then he'll make sure he gives a reason as to why he thinks that might not be the best reason. But for that, any coach would love to coach under Pete Santa Croce, and I believe all of our coaches do. We're doing a great job so far in 2 seasons. Our first year, we won our first state playoff game in over 40 years. And just to put that in perspective, growing up as a Garfield High School football player, even making playoffs unfortunately for us, wasn't even a realistic thought or expectation when we were in school, as much as we would love to do it. And for Pete to be able to accomplish that in his first year, and I had the opportunity to be on the staff as well, it's just something special that you always remember. But at the end of the day, we're not satisfied. And, losing in the game before the state finals still doesn't sit well with us. And, we definitely want to be back there.
I got to ask you a question off script. We always go off script, but here's I just thought about this one. What are your thoughts on this whole, again, we all coached, we all heard, New Jersey doesn't play to a true state champion, Texas does, yada, yada, and Jersey's moving towards that. Do you have any thoughts on that? Pros and cons? Do you like it? Do you like where they're going to you're going to get less sectional champs and maybe more of a true state champ? What's your thoughts on that?
I actually don't have too strong of an opinion on it. Jersey's a little different to where, we have a lot of different groups and sections and different size schools and things of that nature, on top of the fact that we have probably the best parochial schools in the smallest area, probably in the country.
Right.
So with that being said, that's probably feeds into why they've tried to do it different ways. But at the end of the day, I don't think any competitor would be against having one champion for the state. So I don't think any of us have a problem with that. And whatever it is, whatever they say it is, that's what it is.
That's what you shoot for. That's what you shoot for. Exactly.
That's it. Absolutely.
Or want to roll into rapid
Yeah,
fire?
absolutely,
A little bit? All
absolutely.
right, Coach. Our next
Sure.
little segment we call rapid fire. I always a little more fun, not all sports related questions. So
Okay.
a little different.
Well, my first one is, all right, so you've coached a lot. You coached since you were 19. You've been on the high school level, like you said. You could do any sport, but I'm talking Garfield specific. What are your 3 biggest Garfield wins as a coach on any level?
Biggest win. I have to put that state playoff game versus Rahway up there, the one we just spoke about.
Okay.
Just because the way you address the question, I'm gonna have to put my first state champion, Super Bowl championship as a 5th and 6th grade head coach at 19 years old, right out of high school. And wow, number 3. Wow, that's a stumper, Coach.
How about the Rutherford 2 years ago when you went and you guys beat up Rutherford? Rutherford was
Honestly,
hot, state
was,
champs.
It was definitely an exciting win. We know how good they were the previous 2 years, and their long record. I believe they won like 21 games in a row at that point, and they were the league champs. So that was definitely a big win for our school and for our kids in general, because although we believed that we would win the game before the game started, off seeing them from film, practicing with our guys, scouting them the whole 9, just for confidence in general and kind of letting the league know that we're not just this hot and cold team. We're going to win the big games when it matters. That would definitely be number 3. I appreciate you.
All right, there you
sparking
go.
my memory there.
There you go.
All right, Coach, mine for you. On game day, any pregame superstitions or rituals that you have to do or perform or wear a certain thing?
Wow. Not specific, but I will always keep one thing from the game before of my outfit if we won. I can't change everything up. So nothing crazy. We try to go opposite of the kids, our staff, so that it's easier to notice us on the sideline and things of that nature. But as far as outfit or superstitious wise, never. Just stay positive and win that game, man. I don't go too crazy with that.
All right, next thing. We're talking about Garfield, so we got to talk about pizza. We're going to change it up for you a little bit. We always just say, who's the best pizza? But you know what we're going to do?
Okay.
We gave it like a semifinals of Garfield pizza. So you got,
Wow.
There's 2 semifinal games.
I thought these were easy questions.
Hey, we got to put you on the spot here. I mean, come on. All right, first one. First semifinal. Barcelona's or La Bella Pizza? Who advances in that one for you?
I'm going to go Barcelona's by a short stretch.
Okay.
By a short stretch. Do I have to explain my answers? Or are they multiple choice?
No, they're multiple choice. They're multiple choice.
Okay.
And now
So
we
we'll go with Barcelona's for
and
that
now
one.
we go to the other semifinals. Pizza Mania or Rose's Pizza. And Coach Cislano just answered for you. He said Rose's.
Wow.
So Pizza Mania or Rose's?
You'd be hard pressed for me to pick anything over Rose's Pizza. That Sicilian pizza is to die
Oh,
for.
you're talking
Free
to a guy who
promo
agrees
for
with you
that.
100%
That's
right
it.
there. Well, that brings me to the finals, but I think you might have given away
He
your
answered
answer.
it
All right,
already.
our finals is Roses versus Barcelona. So your winner is?
So Rose's is definitely the winner, but I'll throw in a little bit. That's my Sicilian pizza. But being a Garfield guy, oldest of 4, we grew up on Tuesdays on Santoni's.
I forgot. Okay.
$14.
Okay.
So
That
I
was
gotta
good.
show Santoni's a little love.
Okay,
was
great
good.
place.
That was
You know
very
what,
good.
I've taken Jen to a lot of pizzerias in Garfield. She has never, I don't think, got one Santoni's.
But I think we tried one night, didn't we?
We did. We couldn't get in or something.
Their plain regular pie is good, but Rose's Sicilian is just top notch.
And Coach Sis is saying that a boy with roses, and Coach Romeo saying anything but roses will upset Kurt Valente. He knows.
Oh,
Listen,
I'm gonna throw everybody for a loop here because he has become, not that you don't like Roses anymore, it's still your favorite, but La Bella has become
I'm
the
a big
Friday
La Bella
night-
guy,
the
too.
No,
Friday night-
LaBella's good.
I'm a
LaBella's
big
good.
LaBella
I'm not
saying.
I'm not gonna lie. You'll be hard pressed Garfield, you got about 5, 6, 7 spots that you could go any corner in Garfield.
I know. All right, and my last question, what's your favorite NFL football team?
Dallas Cowboys for life. You like me a little less after that one, don't you?
It's not that I don't like. Listen, I'm a diehard Bronco fan, but I gotta say this: I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. I'm gonna be honest. Here's why. I do not think, and I've said this all along. I do not think he should be paid the top 3 NFL quarterback money. That's my opinion. What is your opinion? Because again, I have to look at salary because I got it. Like all I hear is Dallas has no defense. Well, how am I going to pay defense if I'm paying a quarterback $40 million? So would you have given him that money?
So I feel like the money thing is always a tough question because there's so many variables that go into it. And with inflation, the way it works is if you're a top 10 quarterback, basically when your contract becomes due, you end up beating out the guy before you, whether you're better than him or not, because it was the year or two after. But I will say that I do believe in Dak. I think he's done some good things as a young quarterback, and he's going to grow with Zeke very well. Got some good receivers around him. And now I think that paying him money will boost him a little bit. I think he's going to be the guy to get the Cowboys in the next title.
Okay.
So with that being said, I do think he's worth the money.
All right, good answer. By the way, Kenny Kirkpatrick saying, Kurt, we need a Cowboy fan for next Thursday's draft show. So if you're around, jump on.
There you go. Is that part 2?
No.
No.
All right, one more and our final rapid fire question for you, Coach. It's a simple one. A Nike, Under Armour, or Adidas? What do you prefer?
I'm Nike all the way.
There you
Unfortunately, that's the politically incorrect answer if I'm talking from Garfield High School point of view. But we love our Under Armour uniforms. But if we could have Nike, we would love that.
All right, real quick, Coach, if you want to just give one more shout out, we have all your info up, www.fasttwitch.com, @fasttwitch. Anything else? You got one more minute to talk about Fast Twitch. Go ahead. Anything else you want to add?
Other than for what I already previously mentioned, I just think we talked a lot about athletes, but no matter what your fitness goals are, there's someone here for you. And I believe the environment that Chris Tuttle, our owner, and Coach Rue, who runs our entire facility, has basically set is that, regardless of what it is, we go above and beyond for our clients, and we care about seeing you guys progress more than we care about the dollar amount or the next thing. So as far as the athlete performance, if you're an athlete even close to this area and you're not already in this gym, I don't know what you're doing. In about 20 minutes, you're going to see about 20 kids in here going crazy, ready to put the music on and get back to work. But like I said, check us out. Give us a shot. And anybody who is looking for just bettering yourself in general, getting more healthy, getting in shape, bigger, faster, stronger, whatever the case is, injury assessment, we have it right upstairs. One-stop shop, Fast Twitch, Saddle Brook. Come on down, Midland Ave, baby.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight, Coach. It was absolutely
guys, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much for reaching out multiple times, and I hope to see you guys very soon.
Absolutely. We'll definitely do it again.
And best of luck to you,
Have a great night.
You too.
Good luck the rest of the show.
Thank you, Coach.
Good night.
Thank you.
See you later, Coach.
Yes, sir.
All right, great guest, Coach Messina. Jimmy Eiserman's checking in, saying, "What's up, guys?" Joseph Messina must have approved of the interview. Gave a nice muscles. Coach
muscle
Romeo
emoji.
saying, "Nice job, Coach Mike."
Nice.
Coach Breslin saying, "Mike, tell him Dak is going to Denver." And Joe, Coach Romeo saying he got hosed when I was on the show when it came to roses. Boo! But I remember taking him very young on a little league. I think we went to end of the year or something, and he got hooked with that.
We had our next guest in the waiting room. I'm not sure. He's not there right now. So
okay.
We can. I'll keep an eye out for him. Hopefully he comes back.
Okay.
But I know that Kenny did give us up here he is. Actually, he's back, so that's great. Let me let our next guest in and get him all set up.
Yes, Mr. Kirkpatrick did come up with one of his top five.
Top five that will be.
We'll get to him in a couple of seconds.
Get to, absolutely. Coach, can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah.
Great. Do you have do you want to put your video on? Is that okay?
So, Coach, Mr. Kirkpatrick did give us his top 5. We will get to that in a couple of minutes.
Well, why is it not working good?
While we're getting connected visually, Coach, I'm going to introduce you officially to our audience while we try to maybe get some video content rolling with the audio. We are joined by Ricky Krautman of Krautman Kicking. He is previously a 4-year varsity kicker at Ramapo High School, where he had both all-state and all-county accolades, and he holds 3 state kicking records, including New Jersey's all-time kicking scoring leader with 249 career kicking points. He played college football at Syracuse, as where he was the 3rd leading scorer in 2005, and he finished his collegiate career at William Patterson, earning all conference honors, and also holds several school records there. In total, almost 20 years of football kicking experience. So thanks for joining us tonight, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
We can hear you.
Can you see me or no?
We can't see you, no.
That's okay. If we do audio, that's fine.
That's fine.
Real quick, again, I had the pleasure of when I became at Ramapo, I was the freshman coach. Ricky was the varsity kicker, and in our introduction, we have to say one more thing.
The camera?
One of the best, if not the best, kicker that New Jersey has ever seen, and we'll get into it. But I was just amazed on a high school level when you would have a guy who, a kid like kicking, like what's a high school kicker gonna kick? Put it from 40, put it from 45, like. Wow, he did it. So, Rick, thank you very much. Coach Breslin saying, "What's up, Rick?" So he's saying hello.
What's up, man? Good to be here. Thank you for having me, guys.
Okay. So, Jen, you went over his background. I'll just start with a quick question for you, Rick. How did you turn your love of football and kicking into Krautman kicking? And if you can just explain a little bit about what Krautman kicking is all about.
Well, I grew up playing soccer all my life, and then in 8th grade I tried out for the Ramapo High School football team varsity team, and I made the team as a freshman at Ramapo for football. And one of the reasons I left soccer was the opportunities for possible scholarships in football kicking back in the early 2000s. The competition was still pretty severe for kicking, but not nearly as much as it is now. So I ended up having very successful 4 years and getting 5 full scholarships at a high school, just for kicking footballs, which is great. I mean, I was a straight A student, National Honor Society, and my grades spoke for what it's worth. You have to be a student athlete, and it's not just about that. I think majoring in phys ed in college and then transferring that over to my Krautman kicking, teaching, coaching go hand in hand. So definitely teaching the younger population, high school, middle school, even some college guys, definitely helped with me on the field with coaching. But I mean, I worked my butt off growing up, with Joe Mazzacca, and then outside, working my butt off with Pat St-Pierre, and different things in my life, man, brought me to Krautman kicking. Just my aspiration, my passion for working with kids and making a difference with them on and off the field. It's not just about kicking, though; it's about life and responsibility and breathing and visualization techniques and fun stuff like that. I make all my sessions very fun, and that's what I believe Krautman kicking is about. It's having fun, but learning while having fun, and also getting these boys and girls, trying to get to the next level. Whether it's making a middle school football team, high school football team, college team, whatever it is, NFL. I'm open to training anyone. So as long as they're coachable and they have a hard work ethic and they want to do it, I'm open to always training them. And I love what I do, Coach. You know that. I love kicking footballs in college. Of course, it's a very pressure position, but I enjoyed every second of it. And even when I missed, I know you have to have a short memory, and that's what I really, tell my guys is that if you miss a kick, you got to move on. You got to have a short memory, and that's it, man. But a lot of guys do get let, down on themselves when they miss a kick. In Krautman kicking, I teach a lot of mental toughness, ways if you do miss a kick, how to bounce back, whether it's breathing mechanisms, visualization techniques, things to help them breathe better. Because I know it's one thing kicking on the field, Coach, in practice now in 55, 60 yarders, but there's another thing when you got, everything on, your pads on, people are coming at you. You got to learn how to translate that in practice. So I do a lot of those game situation type things, and that's really important. What can you translate from the field and when you practice to the game situations? And I do a lot of that with Krautman kicking, a lot of pressure situations, mechanics, fundamentals, technique, how to warm up and stretch the right way, before you kick footballs. And that's a very important component is the warm up stretching routine. So, and I learned that in phys ed, majoring in phys ed in college. I learned a lot about, organization, structure, and that really helped me perform as a better coach. And that's why I really started Krautman kicking, because of my passion for teaching phys ed and working with guys and getting them stronger as well on the field. And it's important, to really make a difference and be their mentor, be their role model, and that's what I strongly believe in.
Awesome. We got a comment coming in from Bobby Blackjack saying, welcome, Bobby Blackjack Garanti, saying, welcome to the family, Ricky. So when I mentioned that you were
guys,
on.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yep.
You kind of, I don't know if you want to elaborate it on a little bit more, but my follow-up question was actually going to be, I'm sure obviously you teach the techniques and the mechanics to kicking, but, the mental aspect of the position I figured was, equally, if not perhaps more important, and I know you focus on some of the techniques that you do. That was going to be my first question for you. So I don't know if there's anything more you wanted to elaborate on about that mental aspect that you help. It's a hard thing as a young kicker or high school kicker. You see that mental part of the game is really, it's something you have to learn and go through. And like you're saying, you can prepare, but then when you're put in that situation, so what specifically do you, how do you help your kickers prepare for those types of situations?
Well, good. No, it's always fun talking about kicking in the mental game. I really do believe once you get the fundamentals and technique for kicking, it's definitely easier to start trusting yourself more. And I believe if you're not trusting the operation, if you're not trusting the snap, the hold, and even the kick, you're not going to make your kick. So trusting in your team, trusting in the snapper and holder, trusting in yourself most importantly. But that's why we practice in the beginning of the week. We practice the right fundamentals, the right technique, the right mechanic. And once you develop the confidence in that, then you start developing the confidence when you kick. Of course, life's not perfect. You're going to miss kicks. It could be a bad snap or hold. As a kicker, you can't control the snap and hold. Only thing you can do is really help them out during the week and form that bond that football players have. And that's the big reason why, honestly, I love football so much is that bond, coach. And I really try to do that. Explain that to my guys that life is not perfect. But as long as you trust your form and you're worried about kind of what you have to do your job, you're going to make those kicks. But we work on a lot of, I believe, seeing visual targets before you kick. Whether it's a cloud, whether it's a tree, whether it's a branch, it could be anything. Some fields don't have too much, but there could be a building. So picking those targets out actually makes kicking a lot better and more fun, in my opinion. I love picking targets out. I like kicking it there because it makes it fun. It makes it challenging. And, as we do that, they can start getting better accuracy-wise, confidence-wise, and then they bring that confidence and that attitude, that positive attitude that we teach and practice kicking into their respective games, and they do their job, But it is a lot of repetition on my end, taking deep breaths before you kick. If you miss a kick, you feel like, when you miss that kick, but you got to learn how to just mentally just move on, because again, life is about moving on. We're all going to have experiences, and I tell these guys realistic stories that I had at Syracuse and that I had at William Patterson, and even playing on the pro level in arena up in Rochester, New York. And they respect me more for that, because I'm a human being. I miss kicks. I remember my first kick against Boston College was a miss at Syracuse.
Yeah.
Not a great feeling, but at the end of the day, whether you get a chance to bounce back or not that game, you bounce back when you're off the couch. So you just gotta move on. And it takes time, it takes experience to do that. And I try to if I'm working with a kid like a middle school kid on that, I really try to give them kind of a realistic experience. It's like, you step in the game and you miss an extra point, which can totally happen. You got to start thinking like super positive and saying, all right, there's still a lot of game left. Even if you missed a game winning extra point, it's not the end of the world. There's always next game. There's always the next step in your life, right? No matter what, you get turned down from an employer, or so it's important to kind of bounce back and maintain that mental toughness for sure.
A couple comments, Rick, from our friend Cole Allen's checking in saying hello. We have a comment from Jason Markowski saying Coach Ricky.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, I know him. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah.
Coach Breslin saying, I remember when Blake would be yelling at him before he would kick in practice. Coach Breslin's throwing that in.
Yeah, Coach Breslin. Coach B, you're the man.
That's it. Doing all this stuff. Ricky, I got a quick question. Speaking of like mental aspects, stuff like that, kickers, they always say like you watch on NFL games or college, but like in a playoff game, and they'll say the kicker's the loneliest player on the field. They don't want to be with anybody. They don't want to talk to anybody. So can you tell me what's going in your mind? You're a high school, regardless of what regardless from freshman or senior, it's, Wayne Hills, Ramapo. Wayne Hills is up 17-16. There's 12 seconds left. Coach Gibbs is going to say, hey, we're going to kick this thing at 35 to 40 yards. What's going through your mind of like, I'm going to win this game. I'm going to lose this game. Like you're saying, they're going to turn around and say, it could be a bad snap. It could be a bad hold. But they're going to go and say, did he make that kick? Did he miss that kick? What's going through your mind as a kicker?
Well, there's so many pressure situations in kicking. And so whether it's a game-winning field goal or, whether it's a situation you said, I mean, as a kicker, you just got to think positive the whole game. You're going to be in for kicks. Even if you think your team, you're not going to get opportunities, you're always going to get at least an extra point. So you got to do the best at the task at hand. So even if you're getting one extra point, you got to make that kick. If you're down by 3 points with 3 seconds left. I remember my freshman year coach against Greg Olson in Wayne Hills. We were down 3 points at Ramapo, and I had to make that kick to get into overtime. So what's going on through my mind is they iced me 3 times, and when a kicker gets iced, of course you have more time to think about it. But if you like I said, if you trust the process and you trust the operation, and you're going to make the kick, like I love being under these situations, and that's what you have to love as a kicker. You have to endure and be a part of those type of situations. That'll actually make it a lot more fun than nervous. We're all going to have some nerves, especially if we're up for a game-winning kick. So I just try to take deep breaths, man, honestly, and kick in the net and fun in the net as much as possible. And, have that mental positiveness that we're talking about to get this job done. But it's a lot of visualization techniques, really visualizing the ball going down the middle, visualizing a perfect snap and hold, things like that. You got to imagine it for it to actually, become realistic. That's what I believe in is doing that at the beginning of the week, right? Yeah. And preparing yourselves for that situation that you have, let's say 3 seconds left, you're down by 3. You got to stay calm, you got to stay relaxed and poised. And again, taking those deep breaths definitely help. And I really do believe that definitely helps you make those kicks. Is when you take those 3 deep breaths, one before you kick, one when you're back there, and then another one before you actually do your approach, and things like that. And visualizing will definitely help you, make that game-winning kick or game-time field goal or game-winning extra point.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Coach, the next part we wanted to do with you is a little, we call it rapid fire. So we have some, I always say they're, more fun or quick, but, I really shouldn't describe them that way.
Right.
But they're a little, meant to be rapid, but, they're not so, not all of them will be, I'm sure. So go ahead, Curry.
All right, here we go. Question 1. In either high school or college, what are your 3 biggest kicks that you think that you believe you had in your career?
Definitely the game against Wayne Hills my freshman year at Ramapo High School. We were down by 3, coach. We had to put this game into overtime, and I nailed that kick. I remember Coach Niello bringing me to the sidelines and telling me something before I went out there, and honestly, that helped me. Whatever he said, I mean, it's just kind of like helped me relax and make that kick, and give me that positive attitude rather than being a freshman being nervous. Remember, age is the number. It doesn't matter if you're in 8th grade, 9th grade. Hey,
Yep.
When it comes down to it, it's about staying mentally tough and knowing that you can make that kick before you kick. And that definitely was a big game, and against Greg Olson. Even though we didn't win that game, that's when Jimmy Cavallo said Rick the kick when he named me.
Yeah.
That was my freshman year. I mean, honestly, even like a kick against Notre Dame, I know this sounds crazy because I only got 1 kick that game when we played Notre Dame. Kicking at that stadium, was definitely my favorite experience. And that was only one kick against Brady Quinn and Jeff Samardzija. Those type of guys, man, they banged us up a little bit, but we you know what? I had my experience there. I had fun, just like games against Florida State. Even though it was only a few extra points, definitely were great times. I remember at William Patterson, I had a game-winning kick there with Coach Mielo was my coach again at William Patterson, and I believe it was against Hobart, and it was like a 38-yard field goal from the left hash. And I remember the sideline of Hobart calling me names and calling about Syracuse, trying to like torment me before the kick, but I ignored it and I just took a deep breath and kicked the ball down the middle. And those were the biggest kicks. But even playing arena coach, playing indoors, 9-foot wide goalpost, that was definitely a tough challenge too. I think every kick is definitely, if you make that kick indoors, is definitely a big kick, because of the challenge of the accuracy and everything like that. But yeah, so that's but those are like my big kicks that I definitely enjoyed. Always think about and tell those stories to my guys, and yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
I'm modest with a lot of my stuff, man, but I love to brag too.
There you go. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Rick. Nothing wrong with
A
that.
lot of history, yeah.
All right. Well, you went to Ramapo High School, so I'm sure you're familiar with Market Basket. So
I go there every month.
all right. Well, this will be right up your alley then. So I'm going to ask you to go into Market Basket, and you can get your 3 favorite things there. What are you buying?
Oh my! Definitely buying the Foley Wally sandwich. That's that's the barbecue chicken. It's got like barbecue chicken, some like I don't think it's Jarlsberg cheese. It's forgot that other type of cheese. It's good. It's got that barbecue sauce on that long roll, that hot long roll. I like the what else do I like at Market Basket? I like the fresh seared tuna. They serve that fresh in the seafood section. I get that with wasabi and some ginger on that. And what else do I like at Market Basket? I like sun-dried tomato. Yeah, it's one of the few places that actually have really good sun-dried tomatoes. So I come away with those a lot. I like fresh mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes, and I like their produce. I like their blueberries. So.
Nice. Very
All
nice.
right, good. And my last one for you is, you mentioned Notre Dame before. If you could kick in a game, but if you could kick in any collegiate, any college or NFL stadium, is there one that you would be like, I just want one kick in that stadium?
Yeah. Definitely. I'll start with NFL. Definitely like Seattle Seahawks, man. I've always wanted that stadium's sick. Even if it's just like a 17-yard field goal, I don't care what it is. I love the atmosphere. I love how loud it gets. They do the volume control with the audience on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
On Sunday Night Football. But Coach, you mentioned the Broncos, right? I mean, I've been to Denver several times. I would love to kick in that stadium, man, with the wind behind.
Hey, listen, you kick from 45. People are kicking 60. I mean, it's crazy over there with that altitude. You love it.
I love it. And in college, honestly, my brother Ross, he kicked at Syracuse. He played at Yankee Stadium. He had these games. My brother's 30 years old, and he played at Yankee Stadium. I wish I could have played at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Some of these stadiums, like I haven't played at West Virginia. I would have loved to play at West Virginia. Really those old school Big East teams. West Virginia. I did play against BC. That was the only game I played Big East freshman year. Then we moved to 8. What do we do? No, we were still in the Big East junior year, but we played some out-of-state, out-of-conference teams. Yeah, I mean, any of those big-time schools like Oregon, I would love to kick at those schools, man.
Awesome.
And so, anyways, yeah.
All right, Coach. I'm all about the food with my rapid fire for you tonight. So my last rapid fire is your preference: McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, or Chick-fil-A.
Oh my God, that's a good question, but a bad question. I do go to Market Basket once a week, so I try to, I send the Polly Wally as my lunch sometimes. I love that sandwich. If I had to choose, that would be Wendy's for sure. I like their spicy chicken sandwich. I haven't had that in a while, and I just love the overall atmosphere of Wendy's. Yeah, but I don't eat that stuff too much. I try to, if I'm going out to eat, I try to hit up the local spots. Maybe some homemade pasta or whatever it is. But
see,
yeah,
Rick, you answered it the right way. Rick, you answered it the right way.
Absolutely.
You did.
That's
But
so funny.
before you go, Rick, real quick, Ricky Krautman again. Ricky Krautman Kicking. www.krautmankicking.com. Twitter Krautman Kicking. We see all your videos. I'm telling you, it's awesome. We watch the Instagram, the Facebook stuff you do with your athletes. It's just awesome. Like you're saying, it's fun. It's high paced. And what you're doing it's awesome. You know, it's awesome. And hey, like I said, you're the best kicker I've seen in Jersey since I've been coaching and stuff. So hats off to you, man.
No, you guys are the best. No, I appreciate you having me. I'm blessed to be on your show, and I congratulate you guys too on the show and the success that you've been having as well. And I only pray for the best, man. For everybody. And I believe in what I do. And as like you guys, you believe in what you do. I believe in what I do, and we work hard. And that's the most important thing. But I just want to shout out a few other people real quick.
Sure.
Shout out to my dad real quick, man, Jeff Krautman. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without him. A lot of old timers around from high school knew my dad. My dad was a big booster contributor, and I wouldn't be here today without him, honestly. And shout out to Coach Tommy. I hired him a few years ago for Krautman Kicking. Coach Taylor, my long snapping coach, who snapped at Montclair State. Coach Tommy was an All-American at Utica College, D3, and then we have Coach Nick DeAngelis, who's a Ramsey guy, a Penn State guy. So just want to shout out to my assistant coaches and all my former coaches and everybody that made a difference in my life, especially Coach Mike Miela, man, and Coach Breslin and Coach Gibbs. Those guys I love Round, man. I wish I could go back to my high school days a lot. Round was a great time. So
yeah,
but yeah.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us tonight. It was a pleasure to have you on.
And we'll do something with you, Rick, during football. Maybe we get you some of the kickers on and stuff like that. We'll do a nice little segment for you.
Yeah, tough being on a regular. I'm on my girl's big screen desktop. I thought it would work a lot better because I ran out in the Catskills in New York and I don't get any good service. So I came to Bloomfield and I'm on this big screen TV. I thought it would work, so I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
No worries. We're glad we made it work.
That's okay.
Right,
Thank you,
guys.
Rick.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Good night. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, bye.
Our first two guests, just two people, again, passionate about what they do. So
yeah.
It's so nice to see the people they work with benefit not only from their expertise, but their passion.
And again, when, like I
do.
said, being, younger days at Ramapo, when you're looking and you're like just seeing a kid, a high school kicker kicking 35, 40, 45, and you're like, wow, like, you're seeing NFL guys missing kicks like that, and this is a high school kick doing that, and it was phenomenal. A couple comments, Kenny saying, good luck, Rick. Ramapo reunion show soon this summer. Coach Breslin saying, yes, his dad hooked us up with some great heaters for the Wayne Hills game. Coach Breslin also saying, good job, Rick.
I'm going to admit our other guests who are ready to go. We have Hawthorne Wrestling ready to join us, so I'm going to admit our next guest there.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Welcome.
Can
you guys hear us okay?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to, I just want to make sure we got everybody of Declan joining as well. Coach, I don't see, I had seen Josh in the waiting room. I don't see him. I'm not sure if he's going to be, I mean, I can let him in at any time, but I didn't know if no I don't want you to think I wasn't letting him in. All right, so I'd like to welcome to our panel. We have the head coach of Hawthorne Wrestling, Joe Mazzacca, joining us. He's joined by his three senior captains, Declan Smith, Liam McAllister, and Josh Iznaga. Did I say those names correctly, Coach?
Yes.
All right, awesome. And congratulations on an undefeated league championship season, Coach. So exciting to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was an awesome season for these guys. So, definitely really exciting.
All right, Coach, I'll start with you. Just like Jen said, congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry.
I do have Declan is in, but I don't see his microphone or camera is active. So he is in the meeting, but I don't see his little icons on there. So and there's Josh.
Coach Breslin is saying, "What's up, guys? Great job." So Coach Breslin is saying his hello. Coach, I'll start with you again. Congratulations on an unbelievable season. First division championship since 1998, like Jen said. Can you just give us a quick, recap of this past season?
It was crazy, with COVID and all. I mean, to be honest, I didn't even think we would have a season. And then we come in March, which is, usually at the time of states, and we're starting in March. And we didn't know how far we would go. And that was kind of, what we talked about from the very beginning, from day one. Look, guys, we don't know how far we're going to go, so let's take it one day at a time. Let's make the most out of it this year and try to get as many matches as we can in. And I know these guys were all in, and they wanted to win the league. I mean, that was their top goal, and they were able to accomplish it. So they did a phenomenal job this year.
Awesome.
Nice, congratulations. I mean, I mean, every time we talk to, especially that winter season, I mean, the fall as well, but, you're outside, the winter season, day to day, match to match, it's like you don't know what the next day will hold. So I can a season is challenging as it is, so I can only imagine that extra element, making it that much more challenging. Guys, my question is for you. In your 13 regular season matches, if I'm not mistaken, you had like 36 wins between the three of you, right? You're 4-year letter winners. Can you explain how it felt for you as a senior captain to end your career at Hawthorne on such a high note? Liam, you want to start off?
Yeah, I mean, it just felt good because we knew it was our last year and we knew it wasn't going to be normal. So we just tried to make the most out of it. And we worked hard before the season and all off season. So we knew we were going to do it. I mean, we were pretty confident. We knew we had the team to do it.
And how about you, Josh?
Yeah, definitely. We just went out there and it was great to watch the hard work that everyone was putting into the practice room come out on the mat and just put us out on the map.
And again, I apologize. I know Declan is here. I just can't. I can't get anything. I don't have any way to see him or ask him to share his camera or anything. So, but Coach, can you tell us about these 3 senior captains? Not only how they led your squad this season, but the impact they had on the program in general.
These 3 were awesome. Coming in freshman year, this is this senior class is all about team, and they were just very team oriented. I mean, even coming in as freshmen, I know. Liam and Josh, in particular, there were times in their career where they were sitting behind, kind of our strongest, part of our lineup, and they weren't upset about it. They just said, "Coach, look, whenever we can get in, put us in," and that was what this team was about, and that kind of trickled down to the other guys. Because they felt the same way, and everybody was there working hard every single day. And it started with these 3 guys. They bust their butt every day. And I know Declan. He's on there. I know Declan was trying to get these guys to go for runs and having Google Meets with them and trying to figure out where everybody's where the weight classes are. Josh was always the first one in, last one to leave every single day. Getting these guys set up, getting everything rolled back up at the end. Liam was the guy that, motivated everybody, and quietly talked to guys and make sure everybody was up and ready and, everybody was ready for each match. So each one of these guys, they built on, during their career, and they had the fantastic season because they really wanted this, and this was one of their big goals was this. Unfortunately, we didn't have some of the other things this season, like a county tournament or team states or districts, but they made the most out of it. They said, "Look, this is what we have. This is the hand we were dealt with this year. Let's win the league title," and they went out and did it. As a tribute to these 3 guys and other 2 seniors, Jack and Alex too. Those guys bust their butts every single day too. So.
Nice. And I'm just
Awesome.
going to let Declan
Yeah,
answer
absolutely.
as well.
Yep.
So Declan, welcome. It's nice to have you on. I had asked your fellow captains, between the 3 of you, you had like at least 36 wins in your 13 regular season matches. And I just wanted you to tell us how it felt, to end your career as a Hawthorne wrestler on such a high note.
Well, it was honestly, it was quite amazing. It was the past 4 years were the years I'll never forget, and this year was definitely a weird year for all of us. It's everybody in this and around the country. So it was nice that we were able to get on the mat and enjoy our final year together as a team with each other. and yeah, it was truly great to be out there with everybody and be successful as well.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm going to go back to the players. You'll give me an order. You'll give the guys an order of what to do. But, we asked this question for a lot of the athletes who come on from different schools. And it's interesting to see like how they answer it per school. So obviously I want to answer it with you. I want to, ask you guys, can you talk a little bit about two-part question, what it means and what it takes to be a Hawthorne athlete?
All right, so we'll do the same order. Liam, Josh, and then Declan. Liam, put you on the spot first.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I just know for the wrestling team, because that's the sport I did all 4 years, I knew if you were down in that den that you had to be working harder, like, you weren't really a part of the team. Because if you're selling short, you're not just doing it for yourself. You're doing it for the whole team. And it's not just going to hurt you. It'll end up affecting the whole team in the long run, and you never know.
How about you, Josh?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely takes a lot of hard work to not only be a wrestler, but a Hawthorne wrestler. And it's what it means to be a Hawthorne athlete. It's very it's great because every team is usually a huge family. It's like a brotherhood. And yeah, we stick together.
Very nice.
Awesome.
And Declan, how about you?
So like Liam and Josh mentioned, they're a very big brotherhood. So you have to be family with each other. If you as soon as you step in on the court, on the mat, on the field, your brotherhood and sisterhood. So it was you definitely have to have that relationship when it comes to being on the teams in Hawthorne, and it's in the hard work. I mean, the work ethic with everybody throughout Hawthorne and all the sports is there, and it's really great to see.
Nice. My question is going to be for all of you guys, and Coach, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to the players. But it's the season's ended, and you have the opportunity to thank all the people who have supported you this season. Who would you like to recognize?
First off, I like to thank our rec and our middle school programs. I mean, those are our base, right? So those programs kind of built these guys and got these guys ready to come up to our high school level, and they've done a fantastic job. Really building these guys up in this way when they're coming up. And you can see it, with these guys when they came in as freshmen and our freshman group this year. We had a talented group come in, and they, it's kind of a difference maker this year. So, that having that base coming in, it was huge. Thank the parents, the administration, everybody that was involved, especially this year. It was a crazy year, and these seniors. The seniors were key. They were the glue that kept everything together, and everybody was there every single day. So all these guys every day were there. Nobody missed practice. Everybody was there. Everybody was ready for the match. Everybody made weight. So everybody was there. Everybody pitched in and did their part. So it's when you coach and you have all those things together, it makes life as a coach so much easier and enjoyable. So it was definitely really cool to see. Obviously, I would have loved to see a full season, but for what we had and for what we made out of it, it was something awesome and special. And I know these guys are probably going to remember it for the rest of their lives, which is cool.
That's so nice.
Yep.
And guys, I'm going to give you the same opportunity to, recognize some people you'd like to thank. Liam, I'm going to take you off the hot seat. We'll reverse the order for you, all right? We'll go Declan, Josh, and then Liam.
So I would definitely like to thank not only my own family, but all the other family, Liam's family, Josh's family, all my teammates' family. They always came out and support us, whether it was home or away. We always traveled well. We always had fans behind our back, whether it was a win or a loss. And it felt good. It brought you up, and it made you feel like you had supporters and people following you, and it just was a great feeling to have. And to be successful with those people and grow throughout the years. It was really cool to just be with them and have their love and support throughout all the years of wrestling.
Very nice.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about this year was that there really wasn't any one specific person or athlete or group of people that made this year what it was. I think that overall, we just had a great program this year, from the athletes, the coaches, to the parents. You know, the parents always there making the stands seem somewhat filled, even though they're the only ones there. And yeah, down to the coaches helping us out in the room, and the athletes just putting in hard work and wanting to be out there on the mat.
Nice. And Liam?
I mean, for me, it's like not just this year, but even throughout the 4 years. I feel like the coaching staff we have or whatever just is like strict. Like, you need to be there and do the work, but then you also have like a cool side to them. Like, we could go joke around with coach, sit in the back room with them before practice. So, you feel more like a family, not like it's like a requirement to be there.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, now, Coach, I got to ask you the tough question because, you got 3 great seniors here. You said there's 2 other seniors, so 5 seniors, league champs. But now you're going to have the bullseye on you. You lose 5 guys. But my question is, where do you want to take the Hawthorne wrestling program from here?
I hope it continues to go up. We have a nice junior class coming up, and we have a great freshman group, and 3 of them started this year and had fantastic seasons. So we have a nice core coming up, and then the guys are building in our rec, in our middle school. Hopefully come in and fill the gaps. We're obviously going to miss these guys. They're irreplaceable. They're great kids. And they do the little things that some captains don't. So which is always has helped throughout the years. But we're gonna have guys that step in and fill in, and the goal is to be one of those top programs, and compete every year for a title, for whether it be league or for states. That's kind of our goal.
Awesome.
Nice. All right, guys, our last little segment we call rapid fire. So we're going to give you some quick questions. We'll go, I'm just looking at the order on my screen. So we'll go Coach, Liam, Josh, and Declan. Is that good? Everybody knows who they follow? All right.
All right, here we go. First one is a 2-part question. Part 1. We always ask people for some food advice. So we want to go and we want to get the best sandwich in Hawthorne. Is that place Bogey Hoagie's or a different place?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I like Bogey's Hoagies, but I'm a huge fan of Angelina's chicken cutlet.
Look at the head nods.
Okay. All right, let's write that down.
I was going to say, that one's got to get written down just by the reaction of the other guys.
What order do you want them in?
I said Liam, Josh, and then Declan.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, same question?
Same question.
Yeah, same question. Everyone's going to answer
sorry.
it.
I definitely agree. Bogies used to be the best, but Angelina's really stepped up their game. So I definitely go there now.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, actually. Angelina's is pretty good, but Hoagie's Bogies is up there too.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're both definitely at the top. But I had an Angelina sandwich today for lunch, so I'm gonna have to go with Angelina.
And we're going there. We're putting that on our list.
And
second part of the question, and Coach Breslin's actually chiming in saying, whatever place you guys choose of the next question, he's going there for lunch tomorrow. So, Coach, best pizza place in Hawthorne.
Ooh, best pizza place. In the Puzo's, I guess Puzo's, would be the place that I would normally go for pizza in town. But I am going to say Fat Mo's. If you ever been to Fat Mo's, I love that place. That's Mediterranean food. Okay. We're talking to all wrestlers. All we do all season is talk about food. We love food. So.
There you go.
So we talk about food all year long.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
fat-
now
fat
you can
most-
really talk about food. You don't have to worry about anything.
So if that there's a place you want to try, that's a good place.
Okay.
I think if you're going for a slice, you got to go to Tasties because they got the nice big slices or whatever. But if I'm getting a pie, I'm going to Villa Rosa.
This
They
is
got
good. A
even-
lot of different choices. We have a lot of
Yeah.
options in Hawthorne now.
Yeah. But honestly, Puzo's would probably be on the bottom of my list.
Okay.
I'm a fan of their pizza.
All right.
Yeah, my two big ones are Tasties and Puzo's. I like too. If you're getting a whole pie, that's probably my top one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also I'm a big fan of Tasties too. Puzo is also very good as well. So yeah, those are my pizza.
You're
places.
making two people happy because we love sandwiches and of course we love pizza. So we'll be ready to go.
All right, guys, if you could get back one match from the season, which one would it be? And for you guys, it could be like an individual that you wrestled against, or a team, team one. Coach, which one?
If we can redo.
Yeah,
Okay.
have a do-over.
I guess our only loss, right? We have to go with our only loss, which is with Emerson. But I gotta be honest, our guys wrestled fantastic. It was a couple mistakes, and that was the difference in the whole match. A couple mistakes here and there, and that's it. Otherwise, it flips the other way. So, if there was one match to have back, I think that would be the match because we were close. And Emerson is one of the top programs in the state. So, to be that right there with them and almost defeating them was pretty neat. Wish we would have flipped it. We were close. But if we had one match to redo, I think it would be that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, I'd like to throw in there, I think if it was a regular year, I think we would have beaten them because our fans, they would have filled the stadium. It's a whole different atmosphere. I think it would have gotten the guys more hyped up and ready to go.
Yeah, the match I'd redo would be specifically my match against Emerson Park Ridge because I definitely made a few mistakes in there and I lost that match, and I definitely wish I could redo that because I think I could. That's a kid I could beat, but
Yeah, I would. Team-wise, I would definitely want to get back that Emerson Park Ridge match. There's a few, like Coach said and everybody said, a few mistakes that were made, but definitely if it was a full season, I think we would have gone out on top on that match. It was tough wrestling between the both of us, but I think I definitely would want to have that match back for if we can get any match back this year.
I have an off-script question. Coach, I was just curious, did you guys have an outdoor match this season? Did you guys wrestle outside?
We did not.
I was just curious.
We wanted to, well, we did not. We were told no. We couldn't.
All right. I was just curious. I know that was
Some people did.
I've seen teams that were doing it, and it looked cool. It looked pretty neat.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I know. I just feel like I remember when the first team decided to do it, and then it seemed like more and more teams, and they were kind of popping up. So I was just curious and what you had thought of it. But yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Off script.
I heard that there was two teams that wrestled, and it was raining on them, and they said it was crazy because kids were just slipping on
I
the
was gonna
mat.
say you were sliding all over the place.
That's what they said. It was wild because the kids were trying to take a shot or something. And they were slip and fall. So it was
That's
pretty
crazy.
Yeah, interesting to watch. I mean, would you ever think, as growing up as now you're a coach, did you ever think you would even say there's going to be an outdoor high school wrestling match? I mean, it's you would never think it's going to happen,
January, 20 degrees with snow.
Right, in the winter.
Right.
That was the one. I thought it was great. I think it was the Del Barton coach we were talking to when we and they said that they were trying to, and I think the pushback of the season enabled them to do it or whatever. But the I thought that was cool. I was just curious.
My
Sorry.
next one is
Getting
if each of you guys can answer it, who is, in your opinion, your biggest rival? What team is your biggest rival?
I mean, we wrestle Pompton Lakes every year. I mean, I know these guys get hyped up for wrestling Pompton Lakes. I guess that more recently that would be kind of a rival, but it changes. I mean, when I was in school, it was Manchester. Manchester was our big rival. So I think it kind of changed with the times and with good games or good matches. I think it kind of changes.
Definitely for me, Pompton. Definitely, without a doubt. We had to go over there our freshman year. They tortured us. They blew us out, slapped sixes on the backboards. Then I got pinned my sophomore year when they came to our gym. They beat us again. Then we went there and should have won and lost again. And finally this year we got to beat them. So it was a good end to the rivalry.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, 100% Pompton. For the past 3 years, been getting pretty much blown out by them, except last year, which was a match we definitely should have won. And I still have a sour taste in my mouth from that match, even though we blew them out this year. But yeah, that's definitely our biggest rival.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Definitely Pompton Lakes would be our biggest rival. I also have to throw in Glen Rock as well, because our past 3 years they beat us, and like last year they were both nail biters. They were really close matches, and it felt good to get the best of them this year.
Very nice. All right, guys, the season ends, and Coach, you can answer this as, when you were a wrestler as well. You're done cutting weight, right? What's the first thing you can't wait to eat again?
Oh, man, I can't even remember. I know it's fresh in these guys' minds. I know that. We probably went to like Burger King or something like that. We probably did something like stupid like that and went to Burger King fast food. But these guys might have gone somewhere else. I mean, we talk about food all the time, so I'll kick it over to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anywhere specific. I just like to eat nonstop. I'm never wrestling again, so I'm probably like 150 already right now.
Yeah, my favorite thing to eat after the season is ended is just a really good slice of pizza. That's my favorite right after the season ends, because you have to stay away from that kind of stuff during the season.
I'm definitely some fast food. I cut all that out for before season and during season because of watching my weight. So it's definitely nice to go to McDonald's or somewhere and get a cheeseburger and some fries.
Awesome.
All right, my last one is, and this is if you guys are football fans. Coach, you a football fan? NFL.
Yes.
What team?
Giants.
All right, so real quick. Are you going to take another wide receiver with the first pick this year since you guys signed Galladay? Do you go with another receiver, Devontae Smith or Jalen Waddle, if he's available in the first round?
No, lineman.
Okay.
We need a line. Build that line.
Next one. Who I got next? Liam, football fan?
Yeah.
What team?
Cowboys.
Okay. I just asked Coach Messina today. Are you two-part question? You a believer in Dak Prescott? And would you have given Dak Prescott that monstrous contract of $40 million a year?
I mean, I wasn't too fond of him at the beginning, but he started to grow on me. But I don't know. If he's iffy this year, I say we just get rid of him because that ankle might be shaky.
There you go.
All right, Josh is next.
Football fan?
Yeah, Giants.
Giants. All right. I'll ask you a different question. Are you a believer in Danny Dimes?
I don't know. Right now, he's really young, so there's definitely room for development, but we'll see.
Is it a make? Well, let me ask you this: is it a make or break? If just say Giants go 6-10 and he shows no improvement, are you back with him, or are you saying we got to look elsewhere right now?
No, after that, we definitely have to look elsewhere.
Okay.
And our last one is
gone like 6-10 the past 3 years.
I know. Not many next year chances in the NFL. And my last one
is Declan.
Declan, NFL fan?
Yes, I'm a Jets fan.
Jets fan. Okay. So are you all in? Well, I'm going to ask you a two-part question. Are you mad that the Jets beat the Rams? I believe it was the Rams. And you lost your opportunity for Trevor Lawrence, part one.
Honestly, I'm not. I was upset at the beginning, but now, leading up to the draft, I'm not as upset, and I think what we are doing is kind of promising, and I'm hoping we draft a quarterback that's
And then the rumors are Zach Wilson to the Jets. Are you okay with that? And do you think he can like finally be like, the Jets have not had a franchise quarterback in a long, long time. Do you have any hope that he could be a franchise quarterback?
Yeah, definitely. I'm much happier with Zach Wilson over Justin Fields.
Listen, I will times that times 100. I'm a big Bronco fan, and rumors are that they want Justin Fields, and I am not happy about that. So I hope they do not take Justin Fields. So I totally agree with you on that.
And I think I personally thought Sam Darnold was gonna be our
Franchise
future be our franchise quarterback. But I think Zach Wilson can step in, and I think he has the ability to. So we'll have to see.
Okay. Nice. All right, guys. And our last rapid fire question: your favorite Hawthorne High School wrestling memory, Coach?
Well, it would have to be our Butler match, right? It would have to be winning league title. I mean, last time we won it, I think it was in 8th grade. It was in 8th grade, so 1 year. So so winning that league title, I think is probably that moment that sticks out right now.
Nice, Liam.
It's a tough one. There's definitely some great matches our freshman year because there were some like older guys on the team who were pretty funny, but I think definitely that Butler match. I know for a fact if the crowds were packed, it would have been crazy. It would have been electric because it came down to the last match. So definitely that won us the league title. So I'd probably have to go with that one too.
Oh, so wait, the league title came down to the last match in that game? In that match?
Second last match. We sealed it with a pin at 220.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And Josh, how about you? Your favorite high school wrestling memory?
My favorite memory is probably from freshman year. It's just really, honestly, just being with the guys in the den, practicing and just fooling around too, checking weights and stuff like that. Between there, we would always just run around and just fool around, and that's probably my favorite memory from high school wrestling.
Nice. And Declan, how about you?
My favorite memory from all the years were definitely the quads on the Saturday mornings when we were there early, and I don't know, it's just the feeling of being with everybody on the team at 6:00 in the morning in the den. It was a good feeling, and that's where we definitely grew our bond together, and we were with each other from 6 to 3:00 in the afternoon, and we were wrestling and eating together and just spending all day together. So those were definitely memorable.
Yeah, no option to be. You had no other option but to be friends with the kids on the team.
They're like, you see them more than you see your family, right? At that point during season.
Guys, last comment. See, this, you guys know your football knowledge. Kenny Kirkpatrick, myself and Kenny Kirkpatrick, and one of our other friends, we host a K&K sports show we do on Wednesdays, and he's listening from Maryland, and he's saying he wants to personally invite the Hawthorne team to our draft show special next week. So check it out. Come on, talk football. There you go.
They know their stuff.
You guys do.
Not everybody gets an invite to that, guys.
No, they don't. They don't. Kenny's all over it.
Coach and Liam and Josh and Declan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to have you. Congratulations again. Coach, it's so nice to see, what you do with your program, with your players, you guys, to see them so well-spoken, all of you so passionate about what you do. Best of luck to you all in the future, and great job this season. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, and I think this was really cool. This is really neat. So thank you guys.
No, thank you, and Coach. We'll obviously, hopefully, we'll get back. Get you guys, get you back again next year when you're defending the title.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's it. And guys, again, great. Hey, again, great job, seniors. You guys put your stamp on that program. And you guys will be remembered forever. In with the Hawthorne wrestling program. So great job. Thank you again, Coach. And whenever you guys want, come talk NFL, any sports. You're more than welcome.
Thanks again, guys.
All right, thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Thanks for having
You
us.
too.
You're welcome.
So great team, great. Hey, 1998. It's a long time.
Yep,
And
yep.
like you said, that team will be remembered for.
100%.
Bringing that program back, like Coach
it's
is saying.
You just, again, when you get a team on, and not just because they had a championship season, but you hear them refer back to they're all 4-year varsity letter winners, and they've described it as a brotherhood. And again, we talk about this all the time. It's what high school sports is all about, and those kids, the program will remember them for sure, but those kids will remember.
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
And that's a credit, to what the work they put in, that coach put in, and just together, you see their bond right there. It's just so nice to see. So congratulations to them again.
But what a great show. I
Yep.
want to thank everyone. We had a little of everybody tonight.
Yep.
Had a
Yep.
nice team, championship team. We had, and then two guys, one's a coach / training, and like the athletes, and the other one where it's just a specialty of one of the best kickers
Yep.
Jersey's ever seen, Jersey's ever had, and now he's developing the next set of kickers. And by the way, Cole is saying he can resend. We did get his email.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Just so
yes,
you know,
yes, yeah, we're gonna
we've had
follow
3
up
guests
for
this week.
sure.
We will follow up hopefully next week, Cole. We could
100%.
set something
Yep.
up, but we definitely want to do that. Real quick, rank 5, Kurt. Mr. Kirkpatrick is giving me. Do you have the rank 5?
The rank 5 was the top, I believe it was North Jersey.
Small schools.
Small schools. I didn't see the small schools. in
So you
there.
know what? Like
constitutes the small?
exactly. What is small, Kenny? That's how Kenny tries to slide slick you in.
No, he doesn't
I'm
try
gonna
to
say
slide it
okay.
in.
I'm gonna throw out Heights. Okay, I'm not 100% sure. Like I don't know if
Go
he's
ahead,
saying
give
wing
your 5,
programs.
give
I'm
your
gonna say
5.
Heights. I'm gonna go Cresskill. This is tough. Heights, Cresskill. Do I throw Beckton in there? I'm gonna put Cedar Grove. Westwood. I'm gonna go those 5.
This is just athletic programs in general, not
Yeah,
football. It's athletic programs.
Kenny's saying
okay.
Beckton Heights size. So I said
Right.
Beckton Heights. Oh, he's ranking. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, again, that's I feel like those size schools are very specific to your area. You guys have so many small schools there,
Right.
So my area, I feel like, isn't really.
There's no small. Who's a
nothing-
couple small schools in your area? Who's the smallest schools?
I don't even know who's a small, like a group 1. I mean,
Do you have group
I don't
ones
even
and
know if
twos?
Essex. Well, I guess if I go Morris, gosh, I don't.
I mean, you know what? I got to throw Emerson. Hawthorne's a good small school. I'm thinking Emerson. I'm thinking Park Ridge. There's a lot. There's really a lot.
When I first read it, I was thinking just strong public school athletic.
Oh, Kenny, another one,
programs.
Glen Rock. I didn't even think
yeah,
of Glen
yeah,
Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's a phenomenal program.
Right.
So, but who would you say is your smallest?
I honestly, I don't really know. I feel like those are all.
Isn't that amazing though? Like when you're saying like your area, that Essex area is like it's bigger
Well,
schools.
think about it. So, you said Cedar Grove. So Cedar Grove and Verona, I guess, are
Okay.
2 small schools. I mean, you have Mount St. Dominic, which is a private school. I mean, that's small. I mean, West Essex is a regional. You have Caldwell.
But so you really should take
But those are
the
not
Verona,
small-
Cedar
yeah,
Grove
yeah,
because
in
they
the
are the
Essex
smaller
area.
schools, Essex areas. I mean, they probably are 1 too. But Kenny, it's a good one, Glen Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but I missed the small in there, so I was just thinking like in the area, the strongest athletic programs in general, which is then hard because you're talking about so many. But I was thinking West Essex and Ramapo
and last thing they
Ridgewood.
always do say like that Group 1 playoff bracket was. I mean, remember it was the 8 the 8 playoff teams, but 1 through 8 was like any one of those 8 can win a state
Yeah,
final. I
yeah.
mean, you're losing. You're 7-1. You're a 7 and 8 seed because you're playing so And again, those are the Glen Rocks and like he's saying, the Emersons and Heights and stuff like that. But good show, Hoopsie.
Yes, thank you again, Kenny, for your rank 5.
Thank you again.
Thank you to our guests tonight, Mike Messina, Ricky Krautman, Coach Mazzacca, and his 3 captains. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
That's it. Cole, we'll reach out. We'll get you at school
thank
on.
Thank you, Cole, for following up as well. We certainly will.
Kenny always gets one thing. Weak quake, he said. Has to be small, Jen.
No. You have your Newark schools. That's one of the. It's a Newark school.
But they were smaller. Because they were because I want to say they played Lyndhurst, maybe a 2.
I was gonna say
there were 2.
They were in our conference for basketball, and I don't think they were a Group 1 school. I don't. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong.
Look at this. You know what I love? This is Kenny and Jen going at it. This is
No,
Kenny and Jen
not
going
at
at
all.
it. She finally disagreed with Kenny. I love it. Love it. I'm gonna put this on. This is gonna be our new intro.
Kenny, Kirk just doesn't like it because we're gang up on him all
I
the
know.
time.
Love it. All right, guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.